Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel once again. What's up, guys? Welcome. A little pleasant surprise today. I will say that it was a little pleasant surprise. I got up early this morning, and I did the Andy Serkis video. Right, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about to lay down and take a nap before I have to go to work for the day, and my buddy Andrew messaged me saying, "Hey, just to let you know, Titan Season 2 trailer just popped up, in case you want to do a reaction to it." I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, okay, this is important. This can't wait until Wednesday. So I was like, let me go ahead and do a reaction to this. So I finished editing the Andy Serkis video, which was supposed to be uploaded at 11. So I finished editing it, and then I went ahead and uploaded it at like 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And then I quickly got back, got dressed again, set up the lights again, got in front of the thing, and did the Titans trailer reaction. And I have to tell you, that Titan trailer reaction, it shocked me, man. It shocked me. I was completely shocked at how good it actually was, because I was not a fan of season 1, like at all. You guys know I wasn't. And yeah, so hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to share this thing on social media. Oh, I am mad tired though. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. But yeah, I was actually surprised by the trailer. It was actually good. I noticed they only showed Starfire for like not even a second. It was like a millisecond. And I was like, are they taking Starfire out of the series for this year because of the backlash? Are they just gonna drop Starfire from the series altogether? Because it would be something they would do, right? Like, they would do that. It wouldn't put it past them, All right, so, okay. Social media is up. Everything is tweeted and shared and stuff. So now we can get into the full conversation here, and we can talk about this stuff better. Okay, so, yeah, like I said, I got up early this morning. The news hit about that, and I was like, fuck. So I wanted to do a reaction. Thank God it was just a teaser, so it was really short, and it wasn't that much editing and stuff I had to do. But I went from, you guys know how I feel about the first season, right? I'm not a fan of the first season. I think, how many episodes was that first season? 10, 13 episodes? Hold on a second, let me pull it up. DC Universe. I don't even watch anything on DC Universe anymore. It's not even coming up. It's like, my phone's acting stupid. Oh, here it goes. And what I'm more surprised by is it comes out September 6th. Like it's coming out like next month. I was like, holy crap. It's just popping up. This thing is being slow. So TV 12. Okay, you told me the answer I needed. I don't need to keep looking. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of season 1. I think out of 12 episodes, there was maybe 2 or 3 episodes that I could look at and be like, oh, I like those episodes. I liked the one with Hawk and Dove. There was a couple of them I liked. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the season finale was batshit stupid. I was like, that season finale doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We sat there and we kept going toward this narrative, and then by the end of it, the narrative is completely, it's just crazy. So I have a feeling that the first episode of season 2 will be what is actually should have been the season finale of season 1. And we see in the teaser that Connor Kent, my boy, I know this ain't red. I need to get a red one. But Connor Kent is going to be in there. We've seen Aqualad, which I missed. Everybody pointed that out in my trailer reaction. Like, Rob, you didn't say nothing about Aqualad. Because I didn't see it, guys. it was 8 o'clock in the morning when I did this reaction. I was barely keeping up with what I saw. It was just like flash, 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 and people were like, Rob, you didn't talk about Aqualad. Sorry, guys, I didn't see Aqualad. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, guys. I didn't see Aqualad. I apologize, but I definitely seen the screenshots of Aqualad afterwards. But I think another reason why I was missing stuff, well, because I was so contrary on like, where's Starfire? Did they fix Starfire? Like, what's going on with Starfire? Because we heard they fixed the wig and so on, but Starfire only had like a millisecond of screen time in this teaser. They showed more Hawk and Dove and Connor Kent than they did Starfire. But what I liked was the end of the teaser, because I was sitting there, I was like, because I was sitting there going, I expect to see this shit. This shit's gonna look awful, right? I'm sitting here like this, and then slowly I'm melting, and then it showed Slade. I was like, Deathstroke, oh, and like that was like, this is how legit that reaction was. When I do trailer reaction videos, I do the reaction, I do the editing, and then I do a shot for the thumbnail, right? Like if it's It Chapter 2, I would go and I would take a picture of that for the thumbnail. Or if it's something that's funny, I'll go for the thumbnail. I didn't have to take an additional picture for the thumbnail. All I had to do was just use my actual reaction for the thumbnail, because I was legitimately shocked by Deathstroke being at the end of that teaser, and I'm looking forward to that. So we got a super chat coming in from Omar, who writes, everyone is saying Miss Martian was in the trailer. I haven't heard anybody say that to me. If she is, I completely missed it. I seen a millisecond of Hawk and Dove, or a millisecond of Starfire. I seen a lot of Hawk and Dove. I seen a lot of Donna Troy. I seen Connor Kent, Robin, Dick Grayson. Is he gonna be Nightwing? Like, what's going on with that? I'm really curious on that one. Who else did I see? I missed Aqualad, but I seen the screenshots afterwards. We seen Jorah Mormont be Bruce Wayne, which is kind of odd, because wasn't he speaking like a British accent in the trailer? Like, why is Bruce Wayne British? I gotta go back and rewatch it a couple more times. I thought maybe I'm so used to the actor playing Jorah that I thought he was speaking British, but I thought that was weird. But I honestly thought the trailer was gonna go in a bad spot from the beginning when you had Jason Todd go, Titans are back, bitches. I was like, oh my god, we didn't learn anything from the first season. It's like, really, come on. And the rest of the trailer was great. The rest of the trailer was really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I wish somehow they just bring Cyborg in. They need to bring Cyborg in from Doom Patrol. Why Cyborg is part of Doom Patrol, I don't know. Makes more sense he'd be on Titans. And I was telling Andrew earlier today that it feels like to me that they're going for a live action Young Justice. That's what they're doing. I feel like they're doing a live action Young Justice. And Andrew said, well, we're missing Kid Flash. They might eventually put Kid Flash in there, but who knows? Maybe by the mid to end credits or end of the season, they might actually go ahead and do that. But yeah, I actually was really impressed by the trailer, having Deathstroke at the end and him looking actually really menacing and good. And it almost reminded me, you guys remember when Ben Affleck and them were doing Just League, and Ben Affleck Ben Affleck shot that test footage of Deathstroke on the plane or whatever, and he's like back of a cargo plane. That shot of Deathstroke in Titans almost looks similar to that shot. Like we're gonna take that shot, but we're gonna shoot this new shot that looks sort of like that shot. And yeah, man. I mean, I was really surprisingly shocked by that trailer. It almost makes me want to go back and rewatch the first season, but that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, guys. And I got all kinds of shit. I got all kinds of shit from people today in the comments going, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Season 1 was dope, man. Season 1 was awesome, man. Season 1. Look, I'm glad there's a group of people out there that like Season 1. Truth is, I thought Season 1 was awful. That season was up and down, didn't make any goddamn sense. They didn't know how to write a script. So, yeah, it was just, I don't know. But I'm not a big fan of Season 1, but Season 2 looks fantastic. I would love to see them bring in Miss Martian. We know that they got Wonder Girl, Donna Troy. I want to go back to Starfire for a second, because I can't be the only one to notice that Starfire was only in the teaser for like a millisecond. You guys don't think that maybe somehow they replaced her? Like, took her out, but like, look, man, we can't get the look right. Fans, this is the one thing fans complained about the most in the first season. We're just gonna get rid of the character and, you know, say she goes back to her home planet or whatever, and we're just gonna get rid of Starfire. Do you think that's possible? You know, or do you want them to actually keep the actress and just get the look right? I have no problem with the actress. Just for the love of God, get the look right. It's not that hard. I promise you, it's not. There are people that cosplay better. So yeah, it's not that hard. Comic Chat come in with a super chat. Thought it was Cyborg, Deathstroke with a red eye. Yeah, that kind of when I first saw the teaser, and you kind of go back and you can watch my reaction, I'm sort of like. And then I believe Dick Grayson says something about Deathstroke. And I was like, that is Deathstroke. Because when they started zooming in, I'm like, is that Deadshot? Or like, what's up with the red eye? I didn't know what was going on. So I think it's just Deathstroke. Well, we know it's Deathstroke because they confirmed it was Deathstroke. But I think it's just like a target laser. That's it. I think that's what the red eye thing. But yeah, Comic Chat, that definitely threw me for a loop. We got Wakanda Productions. Wakanda Productions. They produce the Wakanda cereal that you can buy at FYE. What's up, Wakanda Production? Thank you. He comes in with a big super chat. He says, keep it going, Rob. Huge fan. I appreciate it, Wakanda Productions. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. The red eye thing threw me for a loop for sure, too. I was like, why has he got a red eye? Is he a fucking Terminator? And then I was like, well, maybe it's just fucking targeting thing, a laser sight or whatever it is. And then I just kind of left it at that. But for a split second there, I thought it was Deadshot. I was like, oh, it's Deadshot. And then I heard Dick Grayson go, Deathstroke. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And I'm actually, dude, I'm a major fan of Deathstroke. Like a big fan of Deathstroke. My favorite season of Arrow was season 2. When Deathstroke played like the main villain throughout that entire season with the Murakuru or whatever the fuck that shit is. It was so good. It was the only season where the flashback scenes made the rest of the season more intense. And it was the one season where like felt like there was huge stakes on the line. And the only other season I liked more than that was season 6 with Ricardo Diaz. I don't know. I just like those two characters. But yeah, massive Deathstroke fan. And I was so looking forward to the possibility of Deathstroke going against Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman movie. And of course, you know, Warner Brothers scraps that. We see an end credit scene of him in Justice League. And does anybody else realize that those post-credit scenes mean absolutely nothing? We haven't heard a word about what was going on with those post-credit scenes. We see Lex Luthor he escapes prison. We have Deathstroke that helped him get out. and that's all we have. We don't have anything else with Deathstroke, and it's just like, what? Okay, whatever. Like, why even bother at that point? Why even bother at that point? But yeah, just big fan of Deathstroke, and I was super excited when I seen him pop up in that teaser trailer. It was actually really good. Very exciting. Who wins, Batman or Deathstroke? Well, the hero is always going to win, Comic Chat. And by the way, thank you for that super chat, my friend. The hero is always going to win. Like, it's very seldom that the hero loses. Deathstroke is not as good a detective as Batman, but I think both of them pretty much trained the right way, physically and in combat. So I think it would be opposing. That's why I was so interested in Deathstroke being in the Batman movie, being the villain, because these are two people with similar skill sets. Deathstroke isn't just, muscle. He's also brains. He's got the brains. He's got the brawn. Much like Batman, he's got the brains. He's got the brawn. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, well, we want Penguin in Batman." That's fine. Penguin can't beat the shit out of Batman. Okay, I don't think there's ever been an iteration of the Penguin where he beat the shit out of Batman. The Joker isn't gonna beat the shit out of Batman. The Riddler isn't gonna beat the shit out of Batman. That's one thing I really liked about The Dark Knight Rises was Bane beat the shit out of Batman. And they made Bane smart. Bane was smart. He was trained by the League of Assassins. He was smart. And he beat the living shit out of Batman. And I was really looking forward to Deathstroke being on equal grounds with Batman and see what that would play on screen, especially with Ben Affleck being an older Batman, how that would wear on his body. And I was really curious to see that. We're not going to see that. And even if they give us like some great villains, it's going to be where it's going to be Bruce Wayne using his mind in order to succeed. He's not going to go toe to toe with the Riddler, the Joker, Penguin. That's not what that's going to be about. It's going to be about, Batman being a detective and outthinking them, and then him basically just beating the shit out of their goons. The Joker's crazy, but the Joker ain't, a very strong opponent, man. Joker did beat the shit out of Robin, though. Yeah, Robin was tied up, and the Joker had a crowbar. He wouldn't do that to Batman. Joker wouldn't even have Batman tied up. I mean, he probably could if he maybe gassed him, put him to sleep, then tied him up, and then beat the shit out of him with a crowbar. That's possible. But the Joker's never going to go toe-to-toe, fist-to-fist with Batman. That's just not something that's going to happen. So, yeah. Really, really looking at Deathstroke. For Deathstroke and Batman. Too bad that didn't happen, right? So, yeah. What else can we talk about? I gotta be honest, guys. I'm really, really tired. So I'm probably not gonna stream all that long tonight. I am like super tired. Oh, we got a super chat coming from Otis. Hey, what's up, Otis Carter? Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Much love, brother. I know. Speaking of DC Online was on Switch today, where you can download and play DC Online from Nintendo Switch. I haven't played it. I came home right before I got on the stream, turned on my Switch just to download it. I might give it a try. I remember when DC Online first came out, it cost $60. I bought it on the PS3. And then, like, 5 months later, it was free to play for everybody, which kind of pisses me off. I did have the actual physical copy somewhere, and I think I just sold it with a bundle of my video game. I'm like, just take it, man. I don't care. Just fucking take it. I don't want it no more. But yeah. So yeah. Speaking of DC, I want to kind of give that a shot. Any Star Wars news? Well, tomorrow's video is going to be about Star Wars. it's kind of a cop out because basically what I did was after I streamed last night, I was like, man, I really like that conversation I had about Luke with character development and Rey not having any. So I took that segment, I took the video, cut it down, and took just that segment, and I'm gonna recycle that segment into tomorrow's main topic video. And I want to see how that goes. I really want to see how that goes. Um, you sent me a couple links on Twitter today. I haven't really been on Twitter at all that much today. I was by myself at work today. I had a lot of stuff I had to do, and I had to work for basically two people. Because my partner was off today, so I had a lot of stuff to do, and I had to get up at like 6 o'clock this morning. I had to bring Autumn to work, so I had to get up early. Had to bring Autumn to work. Had to come back home. Then I did 2 YouTube videos. Then I went to work and I dealt with 9 hours of work. And yeah, so I've been really, really busy. I haven't even, if I've been on Twitter, I think it might have been for like a second because I seen you DM me. I think I replied. But I try to reply to everybody when I can. But if it takes a few days, it's because I'm like super, super busy at work or whatever. Otis writes, do you think we could ever get Marvel and DCU live action crossover? Absolutely, positively never going to happen. Unless 5 years from now Disney buys Warner Brothers, that is the only way it's going to happen. Right now, that is not going to happen because two different studios, man. It's not like comic books where two different comic book companies go, hey, let's do this crossover. Sure, no problem. When it comes to movies and movie licenses and movie rights, it's a lot of stuff, and there's no way they're gonna do that. It is absolutely impossible unless Warner Brothers either buys Disney or Disney buys Warner Brothers. It's the only way that's going to happen, Otis. The only way. I had a guy at work. This was about 8 months ago, maybe a year ago. He said, hey, I seen a teaser for Justice League versus the Avengers, man. I can't wait for that movie. I was like, that's not real, man. I'm like, you watched a fan-made trailer. I'm like, that was never going to happen, like, ever. I'm like, they're two different companies, right? And there's no way it's going to happen. It's almost impossible at this point for that to happen. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning than having an Avengers vs. Justice League movie. And if they ever did, like I said, it would have to be Disney buying Warner Brothers or Warner Brothers buying Disney. Let's hope it's Disney buying Warner Brothers, because if they ever did, Warner Brothers would fuck it up. They were like, we're going to do like the Joker versus the MCU. That's something they would do. The Joker versus the MCU. Can you imagine that shit? Jesus, man. I have even, like, I've been so busy today. I haven't even had a chance to look and see what the current news is going on. I watched the Titans trailer, did my reaction. I took my lunch break. I ate. And I went to bed. Like, I fell asleep in the middle of the break room. Like, I had my backpack, my vest, I had my Yankee hat on, and dude, I just went out. I just fell asleep. That's how tired I was. And I haven't even had a chance to see what's going on the interwebs. Like, I don't know what the big stories are going on, other than Tyrese Gibson acting like a complete jackass for some reason. Like this guy, he's a fucking moron. Jesus. Tyrese is a fucking moron. That's the only news I've seen going on. Like, the Andy Serkis stuff, nobody gives a shit about, apparently. I did a video last week about Andy Serkis being on the short list, and that video didn't get hardly any views. Then this morning I did a video on Andy Serkis being confirmed. That video didn't get hardly any views. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So then I started looking at some of my peers, right? That, like, comic book chat and whatnot, and or not comic book chat, but comic book cast, and see what their views are for that topic. And these guys have hundreds of 100,000 subscribers, right? And they don't have hardly any views on that topic. So I just think the mass audience just don't care about Andy Serkis directing Venom 2. But luckily for me, the Titan Season 2 trailer really took off. That video, how many views that thing got right now? It did pretty good. It's probably one of my better videos in terms of views that I had in the past. Yeah, it's at 4,200. The Andy Serkis one's at 1,400. So it over tripled the amount of views. And sure enough, like I told you guys, that video games is the cause of tragedy video. It got demonetized. I knew YouTube went ahead and do it. I knew they would. I mean, I guess I don't know what to expect, but I knew it was going to happen. It wasn't a shocker to me. Was not a shocker in the least. Star Wars Theory doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to say that right now. Star Wars Theory. Have you ever actually listened to Star Wars Theory talk? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a fan, because clearly he's a fan, but he is not one of those hardcore fans that reads every canon novel, every canon comic, and so on. Because I sat there and I listened to something. I think he was on Rule of Two or something. He was talking with Fernandez about something, and he said something like, "I wish this would happen, wish this happened." I'm like, "Yeah, it did." In one of the novels, jackass. It was like, you have a YouTube channel with millions, not thousands, millions of subscribers. Your sole job is to be caught up on Star Wars canon because you are Star Wars fucking Theory. Your job is to have Star Wars theories that fits into the canon. You need to at least be aware of what's going on in the subject in which you are talking about. And he's not. And it drives me nuts, man. Drives me nuts. It's like, how's this guy got millions of subscribers when this guy doesn't even know the fucking source material which he's talking about? Yeah, I definitely think Netflix is in trouble, man. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but in the next few years, they're in trouble, man. They're gonna lose all their shit. They're gonna lose all their shit, man. Um, but it kills me, man. You know who has a better Star Wars channel? There's two people that I don't even like promoting other people's channels, but I'm gonna promote other people's channels right now. There's two other YouTube channels right now that does Star Wars content that is better than Star Wars Theory and don't have as many subscribers. And one is Stupendous Wave, who is caught up on canon. Plus, he's very knowledgeable about Legends. I think he's a fantastic YouTuber. And the second one is Comic or Star Wars Explained. Star Wars Explained. This guy, he is on top of those fucking canon novels, man. I'll tell you what, he had a review for Thrawn Treason before fucking Thrawn Treason even came out to the public. I was like, Jesus. Like, I audio booked Alphabet Squadron, right? I read like the first 3 chapters. I'm like, I can't, I am not getting into this book. This book is like wordy, it's tactical. I can't get into this book. So I audio booked the whole thing, and then afterwards I went and watched his review to fill in the blanks that I missed when I was listening to the audio book. And yeah, Comic Book Explain. Comic Book Explain is good too, but Star Wars Explain and Stupendous Wave are the two go-to guys for Star Wars content. They know what they're talking about. I recently been listening to Force Center with Ken Knapsack and Joseph Scrimshaw, and Collider Jedi Council is pretty much the only thing I still watch on Collider's Jedi Council. But Rule of Two and Star Wars Theory, those guys, those are people that are fans of Star Wars, have no fucking idea anything about Star Wars. It's like, if it doesn't happen in a movie, they're unaware of it, man. It's like they have no idea what's going on other than what's in those movies. They're like, yeah, man. It's like the Emperor and how's he coming back? It was like, well, guys, if you read, hey, Andre Henry, thank you so much for that super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. I'm sitting there going, well, Star Wars Theory and Mark Fernandez, maybe if you guys read the Aftermath trilogy, you would know that Emperor Palpatine had these contingency plans, and he had these little observatories all over the galaxy. Maybe you would know that if you actually read the shit. Like I can understand. I can understand Mark Fernandez and Mark Rowley not being caught up with that since they're running all of Collider. But when your YouTube channel is Star Wars fucking Theory, and your job is to talk about Star Wars shit, and you have millions of subscribers, how about you fucking do your job and fucking be caught up on Star Wars content, son? It ain't that fucking hard. It's not that hard, man. It really isn't, I promise you. Right? Even if you don't have time in the day, there's this thing called Audible. Audible the books, man. There's a couple that I was like, I'm not interested in reading. I bought the book and then I audibled them. Right? Like I remember I was like, man, I'm not a big fan of Captain Phasma. I'm just gonna audible this book. And the Captain Phasma novel is one of my favorite Star Wars novels. Same thing with the Canto Bight. I'm like, man, I don't know about Canto Bight, man. But I want to stay up to canon, so I audibled it. Love that book. You know? Alphabet Squadron, like I said, not one of my favorites. I audibled it just so I can basically stay up to date with canon. But yeah, it's just I don't understand why these YouTube channels talk about subjects that they're not even caught up on. I mean, it's fine. Like we'll sit there and Mark Fernandez, he's a shit talker too, man. He gets caught in a lie, he'll fucking wiggle his way around and try to make it seem like he's not lying, and it's ridiculous. It really is. Last week's episode, was it last week's episode Rule 2 or the week before that? They got a caller in there. It was like, hey, Mark Fernandez, I don't know if you know, but I tag you on Twitter with all these pictures. I'm a big fan of the show. And Mark Fernandez is like, yeah, man. I know you. And while Raleigh's talking, Fernandez is on his phone looking the guy up. And then as the guy ends his call, Mark Fernandez is like, you keep up doing your pictures, man. I like the Luke Skywalker one you did. It was like, bro, you didn't remember that. You looked it up while Raleigh was talking, son. You have one job. You literally have one job, Mark Fernandez. Oh, Jesus, man. I don't even know, man. The Star Wars Theory fan film, I thought it was all right. I don't think it's like everybody made a big deal about that. Everybody's like, "Oh man, it's so good, man! It's amazing! It's amazing!" It's like, one, he didn't direct it. Two, he didn't film it. Three, he didn't write it. He paid for it. It's like if I won the lottery and be like, man, I'm gonna make my own Avengers movie, man. It's gonna be an Avengers fan film. I'm not gonna write it. I'll pay somebody. I'm not gonna direct it. I'll pay somebody. I'm not gonna do any work. I'm just gonna come up with the idea. I'm gonna pay to get it done. It's like at that point, is it Star Wars Theory's actual fan film? Is it his? He paid for it, right? It's like he bought a pizza. Like, yeah, I would like a pepperoni, extra cheese pizza. Yeah, I don't have to make it. No, I ain't got to put it in the oven either. Yeah, you just bring it to me. So he just paid for his movie. He didn't do anything to that movie. And it's a mediocre fan film. I've seen other fan films that were better than that. I've seen much better fan films. Why this one was getting all kinds of attention is beyond me. The guy who played the Emperor, the makeup job looked god awful. He looked like a fucking like a old wrinkled up ball sack. Why Padme even had to be in it? And the actress who played Padme was awful looking. The young Anakin again, No, dude. Like you didn't need to bring Anakin and Padme in there. Those characters don't do anything to the story. You could have done. Uh, it bothers me. It bothers me. Coming up with an idea can be a lot of work. I can come up with a million ideas right here, right now. It's not that fucking hard. I wrote a whole fucking book. I wrote a fucking book. Okay? A legit novel. You can pick it up on Amazon. Just type in Robert Storms and Aya. Million ideas I came up with here. Okay? Coming up with the ideas wasn't hard. The execution was hard. And guess what? I didn't pay someone to write this for me. Okay? I didn't say, oh, I got this idea for a book, and I'm going to pay you to write it for me. Then I'm going to pay you to publish it for me. Then I'm going to pay you to do the cover. I did everything. Everything. Me and my buddy Adam came up with this. Me and my buddy Adam wrote this together. I photoshopped the cover. I'm the one that sent in the dimensions. I'm the one that got this thing published. I was the one that sized it. I was the one that did everything to get this thing done. Okay? I didn't have to spend $100,000 or millions of dollars to do a fan film that I paid other people to do my work for me. And it's a mediocre fan film. Mediocre. It's mediocre. So that's my thoughts on it. But anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night. I am extremely, extremely tired. Like really tired. Like I'm gonna go into the bed, put on some YouTube, and just fall asleep, listen to some kind of podcast because I'm exhausted, man. It's been a long week. Yeah, and I'm so tired. Even coffee's not even doing anything for me anymore. But anyway, guys, I want to appreciate everybody for coming out, checking out the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for the super chat donations, and hope to see you guys again in the next live stream, guys. Until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Good night, everybody.